Alright guys, so apparently Andrew Garfield just recently attended a screening of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and he actually got up and spoke with the microphone and everything. I don't know all the details, but he was there. He was presenting the film, which obviously is quite interesting because he's not in the movie, at least not really. But this is what he had to say about it. He called Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse a masterpiece of pure cinema. I think we can all agree. And yeah, I think we can all agree. This is my favorite movie of 2023. It surpasses the first film, which already on its own is an outstanding film. And now Across the Spider-Verse is just fantastic. I cannot wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse. But again, interesting that Andrew Garfield is saying this. I mean, we know he has such a deep, rich love for the character Spider-Man. So of course he loves this film. This movie is a love letter to Spider-Man fans. And, you know, there's been rumors, there's been reports that maybe we could be getting The Amazing Spider-Man 3. It's always been a possibility, but, you know, we always kind of look at it as I mean, Andrew Garfield, especially with the caliber of an actor he is and his popularity now, would he really want to do a Sony Spider-Man movie? I mean, he did No Way Home, but that was co-produced by Marvel Studios. But, you know, obviously Sony didn't do great with the TASM movies, but they're doing fantastic with the animated Across the Spider-Verse movies. So it makes sense that he would want to be involved here. And obviously, you know, he did have a brief cameo appearance in Across the Spider-Verse, but it was reused footage from The Amazing Spider-Man. So he did not film anything new for that. Yes, he is technically in the movie, but he did not, I guess, consensually choose to appear in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. But clearly, he has a love for this franchise. He has a love for this movie. And so it makes sense when now we're seeing reports from My Time to Shine Hello, of course, Scooper, who is pretty reliable most of the time, just put this out saying, of course he is, since they want him for Beyond the Spider-Verse. So, according to this scoop, and of course, take it as a scoop, don't take it as confirmation, take it with a grain of salt, people. Supposedly, Sony wants Andrew Garfield for Beyond the Spider-Verse. Could we see this? Could we see Miles Morales crossing over with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man? I think it is extremely likely. And one of my questions with it would be then, well, not really a question, I think it's actually obvious, it would be live action. It wouldn't be an animated Andrew Garfield, it would be live action, just how in Across the Spider-Verse we had live action Donald Glover as the Prowler. It's like a Space Jam, a Roger Rabbit type situation where animated characters and live action characters exist in the same multiverse, which I think is so cool. And of course, if Andrew Garfield is coming back, does that mean we're getting the other Spider-Man in this film as well? Are we going to get Tom Holland in this movie? Are we going to get Tobey Maguire in this film? As we know, Tom is coming back for his second trilogy in the MCU. There's been some huge, fairly valid reports of Tobey being in Secret Wars. So, by the sounds of it, everybody's coming back in some way, shape, or form. And it makes sense if one of the projects they return in does happen to be Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. It just makes sense. It makes complete and total sense, guys. And hopefully this means also that maybe we could get, some TASM 3. We'll see. But just imagine how cool a scene like this could be. This right here would be so freaking awesome. But again, we will see. It's just a scoop. But it makes sense that Sony would want him for Beyond the Spider-Verse. And with him attending this screening of Across the Spider-Verse, it makes sense seeing that he would be willing to appear in the film, especially with him showing such love for the movie. It just makes sense, and it's something I'm really excited for. I love Andrew Garfield. He's my favorite Spider-Man, and again, I really hope we can get TASM 3. That remains to be seen, but, I mean, that would be such a moneymaker, I think, personally. But, yes, we will see. So, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these little teases that maybe we'll see Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. He's returning as Spider-Man, and this may not be the only time either. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date